Universal Studios, DreamWorks, and their Hollywood sycophants got completely and utterly roasted by Americans and moviegoers that are just fed up with the woke agenda. They specifically took issue with the race swapping of Astrid in the upcoming live action adaptation of How to Train Your Dragon. In the film, she is depicted by Nico Parker and looks nothing like the actual animated version of the character. I wrote this up over at phantompulse.com. You can find the link in the description below. I encourage you to head on over there, become a subscriber, join our mailing list, and also become a paid subscriber. This is what I am doing full time. We are fully reader funded. So if you want to continue to support what we are doing here at Phantom Pulse, head on over there, become a subscriber, and become a paid subscriber. So Universal Studios and DreamWorks released the first trailer for the film, but noticeably did not include Parker's Astrid in the trailer. Obviously, I think the trailer was really well done, hit on those points of nostalgia. Obviously, people are pointing out that it just looks like it's just another CGI mess. From my perspective, it's like, why are we even doing this live action adaptation when the dragons look almost like they were from the animated film in the first place? It's almost completely pointless, but clearly it hit on those nostalgia buttons. I think obviously they were hiding a lot of stuff. We did not see Parker's Astrid clearly, and it mainly focused on the meeting between Toothless and Hiccup and kind of focused in on that and really kind of hit those nostalgia buttons. We know that it is not likely going to be a direct adaptation of the animated features, and there's going to be a lot of stuff in this. And the fact that they hid Nico Parker's Astrid, I think, shows that they're hiding a lot of other things as well. While they did not feature her in the trailer, they did release photos that were shared to social media by their Hollywood sycophants. Discussing Film shared the photo. And if you're unfamiliar with Discussing Film, they participated in the canceling of Gina Carano back in 2021. Absolutely total Hollywood sycophants, clearly promoting the woke agenda. And they don't like even seeing people pushing back against the woke agenda because they turned off the replies of their post, and people just absolutely pilloried them for it. Katie Rumi over here, she's the publisher of Periapsis Press. She wrote this, calling it now, and then shared a meme saying modern political correctness. And then when you tear it down off the wall, it's really liberal elites using the image of black, brown minorities as a meat shield against criticism from an ever-awakening populace. And I definitely think that is what we're going to see here. As I said, we'll get to some comments that Nico Parker made about this film, which raised massive, massive red flags about what they are doing with this adaptation. Mainly that it doesn't seem like it is going to be a direct adaptation at all. We have this guy writing lol, they know, shared a screenshot of the fact that Discussing Film turned off the replies. This person here, Troubled Green, said Astrid is a Viking from Scandinavia, which is a white population. I'm sure this actress is just fine as a person, but this is insulting to a massive swath of Northern Europe. White people are allowed to exist. Agree. We've got Headzonk Studios here saying, hey, just went out of their way to make a terrible choice. Also turned off replies. I mean, just complete and utter savagery from folks. They're absolutely done with this stuff. They have no intention of watching this stuff, and they are not going to open their wallets for it. And I think Universal Studios is going to pay the price for this. I think this is also a massive marketing blunder on their part because they're trying to get people to go to their new theme park, which has a How to Train Your Dragon land. You would think they would try to match that up with their live action film, but nope. They totally bought hook, line, and sinker into the DEI woke messaging that Hollywood likes to push, not realizing that the American populace is done with it. We've got this guy here, Rory Breaker. He wrote this. This is the original Astrid from the animated movie. You know people are mad because they clearly race swapped the character. And this guy's like directing people to his Blue Sky account. So he's like even the leftists seem to know this. I'm assuming this guy is probably a leftist, given the fact he's trying to direct people to Blue Sky while still posting on X. Even they know what's going on here. It's obvious that this is an agenda, and they are even pointing it out. and it's like, oh, clearly there's a reason why people are mad, because you literally race swap the character. And it doesn't look like the character. It wasn't just over at Discussing Film. We had Culture Crave here as well. They didn't turn off their replies, but they were mass hiding numerous responses criticizing the casting. They hid two of mine, which were basically a form of, where's Astrid? Where's Astrid? They haven't hit my third one where it's like, I don't see Astrid. Where is she? So they kept that one up. I think the person who was like mass hiding the replies finally got tired of doing that and eventually moved on to other things. I kept doing it because they were still like clearly mass hiding. I thought it was hilarious that someone was literally hiding these, many of them just innocuous replies here. And you can see like, here's some of them that have been hidden. LOL, no, it isn't, but I expected as much. I mean, literally just kind of an innocuous reply here from this guy saying this isn't Astrid, but I expected as much. Like clearly they were going to race swap it. This one here, for F's sake, call me crazy, but wasn't Astrid white in the animated movie? Asks this guy. And then Derek Manning's like, define DEI in a picture. Obviously, people are just done with this stuff. They're just done with it. And they're having to hide these responses because they don't want people to see this, because they're trying to push that agenda. They're still trying to kind of manufacture that people are okay with this. And we're not. We're just sick and tired of it, and we're over it. We're over their anti-white agenda, which is what a lot of this DEI stuff is. I mean, they even admit in blog posts going back to 2016 that the diversity agenda is indeed anti-white. People will try to tell you, that they're being satirical, et cetera, et cetera. No, they were being honest. We've got more here. This guy right here says, boycott this BS. You've got another guy saying, you guys should have closed off your comments like Discussing Film and film updates. Jared Christensen said, put a woman in it and make it gay and lame. I hope not. I hope not. Maybe they will. Who knows? Obviously, Astrid becomes the romantic interest of Hiccup. So let's hope they don't do that. But who knows? I mean, if you have DEI casting, you're going to be doing other DEI things. I would not be surprised if there's some kind of LGBTQ plus push in this film as well. This is what Hollywood does. Here's another one. Race swap bait movie doomed to oblivion. This woke crap is killing all these movies. I mean, again, these are just hidden replies. These are hidden replies that someone from Culture Crate was going through and having to hide because they want to keep, they want to try and make it seem like people aren't over this stuff, and they are. And so, as I promised kind of at the beginning of this video, obviously the race swapping is a massive red flag, but we also got comments from Parker sharing just how much bigger of a red flag this is. And she said this, she told this to Collider. I think it's very much its own thing. She's referring to the movie. But I'd like to think so much of that magic is also prevalent in this one. But I think it's its own film and it's its own interpretation, and everyone has their own version of a character. So they're not doing a direct adaptation. They're doing their own thing. Everyone has their own version of a character. Huge, huge red flag. Now, maybe they've changed things since she did this, or since she said this. That's possible, but I doubt it. I think they're hiding stuff. I think they hit it very well with that trailer. That's why she's not even featured in the trailer, because there's a lot of other things that they injected into this movie that they don't want you to know is in there. Because if you know that it's in there, you're most definitely not going to watch this movie. You'd much rather watch the actual animated film. But she goes on and says it's important not to get too wrapped up, especially because the animated ones are so brilliant. It's like, let's not try and just do a play-by-play of that. And if anyone wants that, they can watch the animated one. So they're literally telling you they're doing an adaptation. And if you actually want a direct adaptation, there's really no need to make something like that because you already have it. Well, it's like, well, then why are you even making this movie? You're making this movie because people like the animated ones. And now you're going to try and change it because you think you can cash in on it. So it's literally just you trying to get a cheap buck from something that someone else already created, is basically what she's saying there. And then she concludes saying, I think it'll be wonderful. And if it isn't, I'm having a wonderful time making it anyway. I'll think it's wonderful no matter what. Well, we'll see. We'll see. But clearly people are done with this race swapping. They're done with the woke agenda. And I hope that people do indeed follow through, boycott this crap, make sure that the box office is a bomb. The movie comes out. When does it come out? June 13th, so summer of next year. And we'll see what happens. But I think they're hiding a lot of wokery. And the fact that they didn't have her featured in the teaser trailer, I think, is evidence of that. And then obviously her comments there talking about how they're doing their own thing with this film and not actually trying to do an adaptation. Huge red flags for this movie, and people are done with it. But let me know what you guys make of this. Let me know in the comments below. Remember to always be charitable, especially to each other, and to always speak the truth.